Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited as it's Friday, and tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Friday Night Smackdown tonight, I thought was a pretty good show. I enjoyed the whole thing, except, well, the first hour felt really long. I don't know if I'm the only one in thinking that, but to me, the first hour of this show did feel pretty long. Like, it was like, so here in California, the show starts at 5 o'clock. And I'm looking at the clock and it's 6:17. And I go, oh, still got 45 minutes left in this show? We haven't even got to the main event segment. Oh, man, this felt long. So the first hour or so did feel a little long. But overall, I did enjoy the show. Now, I do want to say, if you're watching live, please no spoilers for Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. I have not seen that show outside of the only thing I've seen is the Dante Martin injury. And I'll say nothing more. I'll say nothing more on that to not spoil anything for anybody that has not watched Supercard of Honor yet. I plan on watching it after I'm done with this review. But with that, if you are watching live, then thanks. Whether you're doing so on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited. Remember, you can also watch later on YouTube or listen on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, you take that Amazon account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you're Prime Gaming. And also remember, it doesn't just have to be your Amazon Prime account. It can be anybody's, whether that's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, anybody. Also remember to head over to YouTube and become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Looking to buy a new game like The Last of Us Part 1 or Crime Boss Rock A City Crime Boss Rock A City? Look to claim one of the free games or get bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rumbleverse. Well, use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Again, use code PWU NLIMITED at checkout. You'll be supporting us at no extra cost over there on the Epic Game Store. With that, we got Smackdown to talk about. No! Yeah, people DMing me about Supercard. I don't want to know about Supercard of Honor. I haven't watched the damn show yet, other than, like I said, the one injury. So the show kicks off with an excellent segment with the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. The Usos enter the ring in Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles to a loud reaction from the crowd. Jimmy and Jay started discussing WrestleMania 39, when out would come Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Usos really didn't say much before the challengers came out, but once they came out and they started going back and forth, man, was this good. Zayn agreed that tomorrow night will be the biggest tag team match in WWE history. Zayn said that tomorrow night, Zayn said, but that's tomorrow and tonight's tonight. And they have something to say to Jimmy and Jay. Owens admitted that he felt conflicted. When Owens first arrived in WWE, the Usos were the first guys to welcome him here. Owens would bring his son backstage and the Usos would hang out with him. But then he lost respect for them when they started doing all this Roman Reigns stuff and Roman Reigns' bidding. He said they tried to take away the support that he has for his family. They tried to end his career. He said if it weren't for Sami, then he wouldn't be standing here right now. Owens then promised to beat them for the titles tomorrow at WrestleMania. Jimmy then pointed out that Zayn and Owens, they go from being friends to enemies and back to friends very, very quickly. He said, you want to see brothers? You guys aren't brothers because you guys win or lose tomorrow. Kevin's still going to turn on you pretty quickly. Brothers, you want to see brothers? We're brothers. We're blood. Sami interrupts. He noted that he pointed out that the loyalty that they have for one another is stronger than blood. Zayn and Owens are loyal to one another. He claimed that Reigns isn't loyal to Jimmy, especially Jay. Zayn promised that they'd win the titles and end the bloodline. He said then the Usos can go back to being themselves. The guys were, he said the guys that were really cool when Owens first arrived. Jay, as he's been, seemed conflicted. He changed his tone and told them what he was going to see and wanted to do tomorrow. So the Usos will retain the titles, and Owens will backstab Zayn, just like he always does. He said when the dust settles tomorrow night, the Usos will still be the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. As the Usos would walk off, the Street Profits would come out and make their way out to the ring and have a interesting stare down. Very interesting stare down between the Usos and the Street Profits as they were coming out for Montez being in a four-way match. So I hope that's not a tease of, oh, the Usos are retaining and the next challengers are the Street Profits. I hope it's not, because there was a very interesting tease there for something, I don't know what. Speaking of that fatal four-way match, it was basically a showcase for the showcase, or a preview for the showcase, however you want to say it. Ricochet, Montez Ford, Chad Gable, and Eric. Match was fun. Match was good. I liked it. It was solid. Nothing like super special over the top, like, holy crap, gotta go watch it. But I thought it was really good, and all four guys worked well together. They paired off right at the bell, trading shots. Ford and Ricochet sent Gable and Eric to ringside. They bumped into each other and squared off. They went back and forth, but then came to a standstill. So Ford started dancing. Gable jumped back in the ring and started dancing as well. Thank you. Thank you. Like shuffling back and forth or whatever. Finally, Ford and Ricochet hit him with a double drop kick. They also sent Eric to the floor as he jumped back into the ring, allowing Ricochet to dance as well. Eric and Gable then caught Ford and Ricochet off of some dives, a couple of planchas. Eric hit a power slam on Ford as Gable gave Ricochet a suplex. Back in the ring, Ricochet briefly regained control. Valhalla then tried to cause some distraction and allowed Eric to take control. Gable blindsided Eric with the clothesline, and, well, they went to a break. Eric then hit a superplex right back from the break. Ford fired up and ran wild until Ricochet did cut him off. Gable appeared out of nowhere and hit a rolling German suplex for a close near fall. Ford hit a huge flip dive on the heels outside, and then the finish came when Ford hit a huge frog splash on Gable, bounced off of him. Ricochet then came in with a shooting star press that looked like he got higher than Montez and just pinned him. 1, 2, 3, which was a very weird finish because, so they're laying right here. He's got the pin 1, 2, 3. Tez is like right here next to him. He kind of rolls over from his back to his belly and then kind of reaches like he wants. I don't know. All he did was hit a frog splash and he knocked himself loopy, knock himself out. I don't know. I don't know why he couldn't A, go for the cover, or B, at least break it up going off the frog splash. Very cool finish, seeing Montez jump in with the frog splash from here and then Ricochet with the shooting star over here. Very, very cool looking finish. But it didn't make a lot of sense to me why Tez couldn't jump up and break up that pin. He was literally a hand away. He was less than an arm length away. So, good match, but a weird kind of finish, at least in my opinion. Roman Reigns then met up with the Usos and Solo, as well as Paul Heyman. But they got a really good preview package video for Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley tomorrow night. And they said a number of times, I think it was like twice, maybe 3 times, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair tomorrow, WrestleMania Saturday. But never once said it was the main event. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but when they said Cody Roman, they said main event of night 2. Yet they never said what the actual night 1 main event is, which is weird. Very weird that they won't just go out and say, hey, it's Charlotte and Rhea. Because if you go to Peacock, which I'm going to show you guys right now, which I shouldn't have done that like that, but oh well. If you go to Peacock, look at this. Let's throw this up on the screen. Wrong button. If you go to Peacock, look what the thumbnail for WrestleMania Night 1 is. Look what the graphic image is. It's Charlotte and Rhea, which would lead one to think that's the main event because, and if I go back and we click Night 2, Roman and Cody. So yeah, I don't know. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean or what we're supposed to think of that. But for some reason, they would not say tonight that it was the main event. They just wouldn't. Then we got a funny moment where we saw the Great Muta's locker room, because remember, they're teasing Hall of Fame stuff throughout the night. They showed the Great Muta's locker room, and a stagehand walks out with his face all green. We're supposed to think that the Great Muta misted him in the face. Also, that first match went 9.5 minutes. Second match was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It went 14.5 minutes and was just a match. I didn't feel any real way for it, to be completely honest. But in this match was the eventual winner, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Xavier Woods, Baron Corbin, Karrion Kross, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, Madcap Moss, Elias, Rick Boogs, Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Butch, Ridge Holland, Dexter Lumis, Santos Escobar, Shanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza, or Humberto and Angel, I don't know. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Otis, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Mace, Masse, Mansois, Braun Strowman, Angelo Dawkins, Wonky Wild, and Cruz del Toro. So last minute tonight, they ended up adding Dawkins, Strowman, and Ivar to this match. Why? Because they can, I guess. I don't know. It's all the showcase, guys. They didn't work the four-way. So, I mean, the match itself was fine. Nothing special. I think we've seen better Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals, like the first one, and maybe even the second one. First one's probably the best. The one that Claudio Cesaro won. And we have that second one that I want to say Big Show won, but it had the fun stuff with Miz and Sandow or Mizdow at 31. So, and then I think the WrestleMania 33 one was really good. That Mojo one with the help of Rob Gronkowski. So everyone seemed to work really hard in this match. Fans gave the eliminations in certain spots really good reactions. Great crowd tonight, I will say that for sure. So all the participants entered the ring together except for Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, who got separate entrances, but it was weird because they have everyone walk out, and then we hear dong, 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 and then Bobby Lashley's music playing for a Bobby Lashley entrance. Then they go to commercial. Then they come back, and Braun's making his way out. I'm like, you mean these guys all wait and then said, oh, we're going back to commercial in 5, 4, Braun, go, 3, 2, live. Very weird. They all just, I want to know if anybody was there. Did they literally have all these guys just stand in the ring for 3 to 4 minutes while they went to commercial? I don't know. Also, before the match and the entrances, we got a cool Andre the Giant career retrospective, I guess, video package. So the first elimination came literally within mere seconds as Baron Corbin was first eliminated. Cole then said he was picking Top Dollar as his eventual winner. Lashley then dumped both members of Hit Row, and Wade says, well, there's your pick, Cole. Lumis and Gargano worked together to eliminate the Maximum Male Models at one point. Otis had an impressive showing as he threw out Gallows. Boogs and Elias eliminated Otis. Los Lotharios took advantage and threw out Elias. Boogs then snapped and tossed out Garza and Carrillo as they cut to a commercial break. Coming back from the break, Moss threw out Lumis as Cross tossed out Woods. Ali and Ziggler fought in the apron, and Knight took advantage and knocked Ali off to a huge pop. Cross then put the cross jacket on Knight and got a bunch of loud boos. Lashley and Cross then squared off in the ring, and Reed and Strowman also went face to face, but Lashley interrupted that and threw out Ziggler. Reed, Lashley, and Strowman all fought together as Gargano and Butch went at each other in the middle of the ring. Everyone started hitting their big moves, leading to Lashley dumping Gargano. Reed then dumped Butch over the top rope, but he landed on the apron. Reed then threw out Holland, and Reed pushed Butch off the apron as he was eliminating Holland. Holland then caught him, though, and put Butch back up on the apron. Reed eventually did, though, just Butch. So it's like Butch saved himself. Oh, Butch got saved again. Oh, no, Butch got eliminated. Then came down to 4. LA Knight, the crowd favorite. Bronson Reed, big baby face. Bobby Lashley, the sentimental favorite because he's not getting a match at WrestleMania, so we think. And Braun Strowman. Fans were going wild for LA Knight. Reed threw out Knight, and this place, you would have thought Bronson Reed killed someone's mama. They booed so hard for LA Knight getting eliminated. Like, what are you doing, WWE? This man needs a big-ass babyface push now. Because all I got to say is, yeah! It comes down to 3. And the fans chanted for LA Knight. The fans chanted for LA Knight as he walked off. Strowman then power slammed Lashley, but Reed took advantage and eliminated Strowman. Final 2 were Lashley and Reed. Big hosses going at each other. Reed went for the splash, but Lashley moved. Reed recovered and tried to throw Lashley out, but he held on. Lashley then fought back and eventually threw out Bronson Reed to pick up the victory. So there we go. Bobby Lashley picks up the win. So, I mean, that was very obvious that Bobby was going to win this match. I mean, the only other person that I think anybody would have predicted, and maybe I'm wrong, was LA Knight. How are you going to have LA Knight? Like, he better get some sort of a segment on one of these goddamn nights, whether that's tomorrow or Sunday. If LA Knight does not have a segment or something to do at WrestleMania, what I really would have liked to see was Bobby eliminate LA Knight, and then tomorrow they're both like backstage or something happens and LA Knight challenges Bobby to a match on night 2. That would have been cool. It would have meant that LA was probably the heel. Well, no, it wouldn't have had to. It would have just been a guy wanting redemption for getting thrown out and taking on the eventual winner. So that would have been my way of doing it. Because if you look at it, WrestleMania Night 1 has 7 matches. WrestleMania Night 2 only has 6. You can add one more 5 to 10 minute match on Night 1. And there we go. So I would have done that, but I ain't booking. I ain't Mr. Paul Triple H Levesque. Got a very good Cody Rhodes package. When this ended, I go, ain't no way this guy's losing on Sunday, right? Not after that daggone video. No. They had a 3-minute match. This match didn't even go 3 minutes. Sub 3-minute match. Fatal 4-way. It's a showcase for the showcase. It was Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, and Raquel Rodriguez. Natalya and Raquel cleared the ring and went one-on-one early. Natty rolled up Raquel, and Deville broke up the pin. Caught her with a knee to the face. Natalya got the sharpshooter on Deville. Baszler then took advantage and locked on the Karafuda clutch on Natty. Rodriguez then lifted both Baszler and Natalya on her shoulders. However, Deville used a chop block to take control. Everyone started hitting big moves, and it ended with Rodriguez hitting the Chicano Bomb or Tejano Bomb, however you say it, on Sonya Deville for the victory. So there you go. There you go. For the Bloodline locker room, Heyman spoke with Reigns as Solo just kind of stood there mean mugging. Ooh. We then got the progressive match flow of the week. Ray and Dominic and their feud. Ray snapping last week when he's like, hey, you can mess with me all you want, but you don't mess with my wife, your mother. You want to fight? I'll fight you at WrestleMania. So then we got a really cool segment. So Ray's in the back in the locker room. And I want to know, does every arena have the same goddamn locker room set up? Because whenever they show Ray in a locker room, it looks like it's the same goddamn room. The same. Anyways, Ray's in the back getting ready for the Hall of Fame. Legado del Fantasma approach. Santos Escobar was like, hey, if you need anything against Judgment Day tomorrow, we'll be there. We got your back if Judgment Day gets involved. Ray said that he liked that idea, but feels that they need to do it in style. He then handed some shirts to Escobar, Wild, Del Toro, and even Zelina Vega. They finally would reveal that they are LWO shirts. Ray proclaimed, we are officially the new LWO. Crowd went wild. Crowd went nuts. Crowd loved it. So yeah, I don't know exactly what this means. If it's just a cool thing they're going to wear the shirts tomorrow, or if Legado del Fantasma is now going forward as the LWO, Latino World Order. Because I like the Legado del Fantasma name. It's, unique to them and whatnot. So I hope they're not the LWO going forward, because they would just feel kind of just like, we've seen that. We've done that. Why do you need a copy? We had an 8.5-minute tag team match. It was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus against Imperium's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser, as one Samantha Irvin would say. So McIntyre and Sheamus beat Imperium in a fun match, but this all was about them not really getting along before their big match at Mania. McIntyre interrupted Sheamus' entrance and introduction. Gunther watched from the back, which is kind of weird that he wasn't out there. Imperium did have the early advantage as they backed McIntyre against the ropes. Sheamus tagged himself in and ran wild on Kaiser. After the 10 beats of the Bowdrin, Sheamus set up for a brogue kick, but McIntyre tagged himself into the ring. After a brief argument, Imperium jumped the babyfaces. McIntyre and Sheamus recovered and cleared the ring. Back from a break, Imperium was firmly in control. Sheamus fought back with an Irish Curse backbreaker. McIntyre got the hot tag and ran wild. He hit a neck breaker and set up for a Claymore, but instead, Sheamus would tag in and take over. Vinci knocked Sheamus into McIntyre at one point, and Imperium was briefly in control, but Sheamus did recover. Sheamus then hit a brogue kick on Vinci and picked up the victory. Kaiser tried to break up the pin, but McIntyre did stop him with a Claymore. So yeah, showing that these guys are friends. They can work together, but tomorrow they ain't gonna really want to be buds, I guess you could say. Also, very interesting, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, McIntyre's contract is up in less than a year. Like, McIntyre's contract is up this year, soon, and a new deal has not been made. It is not imminently up, but McIntyre's contract is up sometime soon. They're in the final year of the deal. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett run down the card for WrestleMania, telling us what's taking place on both nights. Then we get the final segment of anything before WrestleMania, as all roads lead to Roman Reigns for Cody Rhodes. Rhodes was phenomenal here. Roman did less than a Brock Lesnar promo segment, whatever. Cody does his entrance. Huge pop from the crowd. Huge reaction from the fans. And Cody's like, Los Angeles, Inglewood, Southern California. What do you want to talk about? Crowd's going nuts chanting for Cody. Cody notes that it's the end of the road and WrestleMania is here. He's done everything this week and every other week right to make sure he will win the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship this Sunday. However, right now, he feels unprepared. Rhodes says he is willing to talk about anything. And then he starts rapping some bars of California Love from Tupac. Crowd loved it. Like, they ate that shit up. Rhodes then thanked the fans for not just welcoming him back, welcoming him and his audience back. He's like, you guys welcomed me back and my audience. Rhodes mentioned that Reigns mocked him for not being, quote, the guy in this company. Rhodes thinks that that's funny, since Reigns didn't become the guy until 8 years into his push. And the crowd kind of didn't like that. He goes, hey, I thought we were shooting, cowboys. Rhodes then goes, you know what? There's only one thing left. I need to talk to Roman. So, let's go. I need to talk to my successor. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman come out. Chorus of boos, of course. Take forever to get to the ring. It's like the 10-minute entrance of The Undertaker at WrestleMania 23 against Batista in Detroit. Well, it was really 10 minutes, but it was more like 5. Reigns took the mic, or took his time walking to the ring. Fans broke out into a loud Cody chant. Roman kind of stopped before going up the stairs and looked around like he was The Rock. Sniffing, like The Rock sometimes does. He then says, Los Angeles. Actually, wise man, you know what? They don't even deserve me in any of this. But what needs to happen is Cody Rhodes acknowledge me. And then gets in Cody's face and drops the mic. Then, interestingly enough, and maybe I'm looking too far into this, goes face to face with Cody. I'm going to pull this image up on the screen because this is very interesting to me. And again, maybe I'm looking too much into this. Maybe this isn't anything. But Roman is standing there with Cody, and they're looking at each other face to face. But Roman is only holding one belt, only holding the WWE Championship. Heyman in the back holding the blue Universal belt. But is this some sort of a tease, some sort of a sign, some sort of a something of Cody's reign is only going to be with that belt? Cody's run as champion is only going to be with that belt. Whether that is something happens on Sunday and they say, it's only for one title. Or Cody comes out on Monday and goes, well, I got both of these belts, but I only want the one that my dad never won, the one with the lineage, the WWE Championship. So who wants it? And gives up the Universal title. I wouldn't like that. I've suggested it before, but I've come to my senses and thinking, yeah, no, that would make the Universal title seem inferior. But this is how the show goes off the air. Get the hard shot of them, and then it's a shot right in Roman's face, and then poof, right in Cody's face, and then the double shot again. And Michael Cole tells us, now go to Peacock and watch the Hall of Fame. So yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, was Friday Night Smackdown. Overall, a pretty good episode of Smackdown. Not all that great because, like I said, the first hour for me just felt long. Just felt a little long. But I thought overall, a pretty good night. And again, let me know in the live chat or the comments below if I'm overthinking Roman only holding up one belt at the end. If that was a tease, some sort of symbolism, some sort of something for the future going forward. But with that, you guys know what I thought of tonight's SmackDown. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. Unfortunately, I forgot to do the Twitch poll, but we do have the other three. So as far as the Twitter poll does go, 60% liked the show, 30% thought it was just all right, and 8% did not like it. As far as the YouTube community poll does go, 81% liked the show, 13% thought it was just all right, and 6% did not like it. A couple comments here. This person says loved it, and this person says, now that's a go-home show, 7 out of 10. And finally, the YouTube live poll. 82% liked it, 15% thought it was just all right, and 2% did not like it. So, this weekend, we got NXT. We got WrestleMania Night 1. We got WrestleMania Night 2. I'm going to try my hardest to do a review tomorrow for NXT. I do have some things I got to do in the morning, but I can watch it. I just don't know what I'm going to be done and available to do the review before WrestleMania starts. So at the worst, I try to do it Sunday morning maybe. But I'm going to try and do the NXT review tomorrow. And of course, we'll have our WrestleMania review tomorrow night. And we'll have our WrestleMania review Sunday night as well. So those going to go like they should. Not sure what time WrestleMania is going to end. Peacock says that it's a 6-hour event with main card and pre-show. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 o'clock Pacific is when they say WrestleMania should end on both nights. So we'll wait and see. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here if you're watching live. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or podcast platforms all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Since Saturday, they will be tomorrow morning. Actually, one tomorrow and one Sunday. I'm doing predictions, double predictions, one for each day. They'll go up the day of with final betting odds and so forth. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. I'm going to watch the Hall of Fame and Ring of Honor. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm going to go watch those shows, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.